Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season and you have a good new year. This is your January 2023 tarot reading. Thanks to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, it's horrors over in front of us. Take out the cross spread as always. And I also pulled the 4 agreements, wisdom, oracle, and mudra card for you guys. We're actually going to start the reading off by one of those astrology dice we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. Let's see what we get. Alright, so we have 11, and 11th house energy for you guys is actually Aries, and in January we're going to have Jupiter there all month as well as Chiron, who's been there for quite some time. 11th house in general points to your friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. Alright, we have Mercury, and Mercury is actually going to be in Capricorn, which for you guys is your 8th house of death, rebirth, intimacy, investments, and it's going to be retrograde for the first few weeks of January, and then it's going to have the post-shadow period after that. And we have Virgo. Virgo energy for you guys is your 4th house of home and your family. Nothing really going on there, astrologically speaking, but maybe that'll be a factor this month as well. Alright, so moving on to the actual main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Magician. And then challenging that, we have the Queen of Cups and the 7 of Swords. So what I'm getting primarily with this, I feel like this is saying that a lot of you might actually come up with a really good idea this month, but the challenge would be that you might want to keep it to yourself for the time being, because there might be someone in your environment that might try to take the idea and run with it. That's really all I'm getting with this message, actually. It seems to be a pretty straightforward message, but yeah, especially given that that cup is the only one that's covered in the entire suit of cups, to me says that that would probably be the best idea, is to just, keep it to yourself for the time being. Continue to work on it by all means, but until you're ready to truly go out public with it, I wouldn't necessarily share the information with anyone else just yet. Alright, in the foundation position, we have the Page of Swords reversed and the 4 of Swords reversed. So, seeing these two energies come up in reverse could say to me that for a while you might have been trying to heal from something, and given that that's in reverse, I feel like it's saying that you might have come out of that cycle, and given that we see the Page of Swords also in reverse, it could just be saying that maybe it was something where you didn't get closure around the situation, and it might have been a time where you were hoping to speak with the person involved and get that closure, but I feel like this is saying now you might have just come to the point where you don't even necessarily need that, right? Enough time has passed to where maybe whatever the situation was, you learned the lesson around it, and now you're just ready to release it. Alright, past energy, we have the 10 of Wands. So yeah, this could just be saying that you might have been taking on a lot. This could be around your partnerships, given that this is Sagittarius energy. Could just be saying in general, maybe you guys are pushing yourselves a little bit too hard. Usually this represents being close to a completion point with your goal, but sometimes I always say, if we look at his path, he can't even necessarily see what's in front of him, right? So it could just be one of those things where you might have even lost sight of where you're headed around the situation because you just got a bit overwhelmed with it. Alright, in the present position, we have the 9 of Wands. So on the one hand, immediately following a 10, this would be a bit of a positive as far as it shows at least a slight reduction in whatever burden you might have been dealing with. But obviously, we still see this person looks pretty guarded, right? Looks like they have a bandage on their head. Well, there we go. Looks like they have a bandage on their head, and usually what always stands out to me here, too, is he seems to be holding on pretty tight to that one wand, and almost seems like he's oblivious to the wands behind him, right? So it could just be saying that you might feel that you suffered a loss around the situation, but to me it's saying that you might just not realize that whatever experiences you went through in the past are also building blocks for your future. Alright, in the near future position we have the Lovers. So this is actually the major arcana card for your sign. So to me, this is a good sign that you guys will definitely be, like I said, it looked like there was some healing process going on in the foundation. We just talked about the reduction there. And seeing this in the near future says that to me, you will grasp what you've been going through, learn those lessons, and move forward. And really, what this could even be pointing to as well is you guys have had Mars retrograde in your sign for quite some time. And as we get a little bit past the midway point of January, Mars will actually be coming out of retrograde. So it could be as simple as that, right? Maybe you felt like everything you were taking on was this big burden, because you might have felt a little bit wiped out energetically. This could just be saying that as it starts its direct motion, you could actually be feeling a lot better in general. All right, the position of your influence in a situation, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, to me, this ties into what we were talking about with the Magician, where you might have come across some kind of an idea, right, about an action you want to take. Of course, it can be related to finances, given what we see in the artwork there. But yeah, like I said, it just seems like you might want to hold back on expressing this idea until you really have it fully formulated and you're ready to express it to everyone. All right, in the environment position, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is a card that could point to an energy of contentment, right? And maybe that's just where you're finding yourselves. Like I said, pretty positive energies here. We see the Magician. We did see some healing situation. Near future, we have the Major Arcana card for your sign. So could just feel like you're feeling some forward momentum and positive progress. Like I said, that Mars retrograde might have just made things feel really stagnant for you guys for a bit. But yeah, for some of you, this could be around your career as well, given that that's what Pisces energy represents in your chart. All right. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Six of Wands. So yeah, I'm going to assume this is probably more of a hope for the majority of you, right? Given that it's a pretty positive energy. And it could just be saying that whatever this, like I said, whatever this idea you seem to have is, you might be hoping for it to bring you some success, right? Hopefully for it to get a lot of buzz as well, given that for you guys, Leo energy is your third house communication. And this could even just be saying that maybe you have plans to put it out there when we have that Leo full moon, which will be in early February. All right, and in the outcome position, we have the moon and the Eight of Cups. So yeah, for some of you, this could represent you moving on from something that you might not have found very fulfilling anymore, right? Now it is Pisces energy too, so maybe for some of you that could be what this is around, right? Maybe you're planning on leaving one job for another, something along those lines there. But yeah, definitely be on the lookout for the lunar cycles. So at the time of recording this, we haven't had that new moon in Capricorn just yet. And then physically in the month of January, we're going to have the full moon in Cancer, which of course is your second house of finances. And then later on in the month, we'll have a new moon in Aquarius. So I'll just be on the lookout for those specific dates, as far as if you like look at a calendar to see where your lunar cycles are. You might get some insight around your situation then. But yeah, definitely looks like you might be leaving something behind. But I will say also be on the lookout for possibly not seeing the situation too clearly, especially given that, like we said, you guys got Mercury in your dice, and there is Mercury retrograde to deal with for the first few weeks of January. All right, bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups. So this is an indicator that there will be something to celebrate. Like I said, most likely somehow tied into finances for you guys. And given that this is actually a Cancer energy too, could just be pointing to around the time of that Cancer full moon as well. All right. Moving on to your Four Agreements card, we have be impeccable with your word and speak with integrity. Okay, see if we can get that to focus better. There we go. Okay, it says, say only what you mean. Avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of your word in the direction of truth and love. So, obviously a pretty positive message there, and probably a good message to also keep in mind with any Mercury retrograde as well. So, hopefully that resonated. And then next we have a Wisdom Oracle card for you guys. So this is your card here. It's mending. There's the artwork, and the number is 52. So we'll see what that has to say. Okay, essential meanings says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. The Oracle's message. Each time we are hurt and allow the hurt to pass through us without understanding and integration, we accumulate an unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we rehearse over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts in order to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, and to make amends to others. Set yourself free. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there, and it definitely makes me think of what we were talking about with the Page of Swords in reverse and Four of Swords in reverse and Foundation. So hopefully that resonated. The relationship message says you've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you're to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the efforts of the hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. So yeah, again, pretty positive message there. I didn't really necessarily see this as a huge romantic relationship energy, but hopefully it resonated either way. And the prosperity message says, everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of long-term sustainable prosperity. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead to loss or failure. It's time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start again, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance can be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. So yeah, definitely a pretty positive message there. Nothing is lost or wasted when you view things from this perspective. Makes me think of what we were talking about with the Nine of Wands, right? Where it seems like he's holding on tight to that one and almost unaware of the 8 behind him. But yeah, hopefully that resonates as well. And lastly, we have a mudra for you guys. So this is your mudra here. It's the Granthita mudra, and the keyword for it is redemption. Okay, let me get everything in the frame. So yeah, if you want to pause it or take a screenshot to read the full card, you can. But as far as the benefits, it says prepares the mind for meditation, opens Vishuddha chakra, benefits the voice, improves thyroid function, increases the body's self-healing capacity, especially in cases of cancer. So if that sounds like a mudra you think would be beneficial for you guys, I will put the name in the description video as always. Once again, I hope you guys are having a good holiday season and have a good new year, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.